Western North Carolina is a temperate rainforest, and therefore so is Burn Peak. It's a great place to leave something if you want it to rot. This snake-infested woodpile is a pretty good indicator of what happens to untreated oak if you leave it outside here. And it's the exact reason for the cachet of black locust under the flight deck. Black locust is rot-resistant and can last for decades out here. But that raises the question, does everything we build here need to last for decades? Today, we're going to throw caution to the wind and build something out of a couple of dead oak trees. Better yet, we're going to use them to make a skinny bridge over the snake-infested, rotting woodpile. Sound good? Great. Let's go fell those trees. I do wonder how much of that tree is usable, but we'll find out, I guess. Some of you may recognize this guy as Seth. Yes, he has the same name as me, and he also has a YouTube channel called Backyard Trail Builds, where he does exactly what the name implies. Although projects like the Adirondack chair jump and the skinny jean are sufficiently different from what we've done here, this could get confusing. So I'll refer to the other Seth as Backyard Seth.
We might be able to push it now.
I think we could push it right now.
You got it. All right. Hey.
Anyway, Backyard Seth was passing through my neck of the woods and offered to help on a project. After much deliberation, the snake pit skinny was what we came up with. This optional line will start near the bottom of Woodpecker, traverse over the snake pit, and end at the intersection of Middle Burn Peak Express and the Burn Peak Forest Road. Think we try and pull it a little bit? To build the skinny part, we'll need to transport these trees to the woodpile and maneuver them into position. The day before we started on this project, I installed a winch on the gitter for this very purpose. A winch, put simply, is a motorized spool of cable used for pulling. It can pull things or the vehicle itself should it get stuck somewhere. This one can be activated by a switch I installed on the dashboard or by a wireless transmitter. So now we can use the winch to pull enormous objects like trees and activate it from wherever we're standing. We can even use live trees as pulleys to direct the force accordingly. I already ordered some stuff that'll make this job easier next time, but we improvised with a block of wood to protect the tree, and it did the job. Where the winch couldn't help us, we used a stud for leverage, and some good old-fashioned grunt work. That was enough to get the first tree into position, but we still had one more to go. I'm gonna need a wedge.
Yeah, hold up. That's leaning so much.
If you haven't noticed, neither myself or Backyard Seth are lumberjacks. And so the tree ended up hopelessly pinching my saw in place. It's moving this way. It's going the right direction. I think it's gonna hit the other tree. Oh boy. Oh no. You know, it didn't really take out much. Oh boy. Oh no. The second tree was a lot heavier than the first one, and it fell in a really awkward spot. Maneuvering it into place was like driving a school bus through a movie theater. The surface of this rotting wood pile is ever-changing, so we used fresh logs as footings to spread out the load. With just 2 Seths to nudge these huge tree trunks in place, we needed to get creative. Yeah, try it right there.
Oh man, that was awesome.
In what took the better part of a day, we finally got the tree trunk situated. But that was only the beginning of what we planned to do here. Backyard Seth got to work on milling the tree trunks flat. Milling 36 feet of oak would use a little more battery power than this thing packs, so we borrowed a gas saw from my neighbor so we could see the job through. Meanwhile, I got to work on all the other stuff that would make this project whole. By nightfall, we weren't at a good stopping point, so we lit the work area and kept on going. The following morning, we got to work right away. Backyard Seth brought a whole pickup truck of scrap cedar for this project. These planks will provide more traction and resist rot a lot better than the oak below it. In fact, we'll probably be able to reuse these planks someday. While Seth and Dana pre-drilled the planks and fastened them into the bridge, I finished up the landing with locust planks. I guess we never officially discussed the landing. The plan is to build a lip at the end of the bridge and jump over this live tree. That's the part Backyard Seth wasn't so sure about riding. A skinny lip into a gap jump with a narrow landing and a tree in the middle is committing. But Seth made it clear that he would be content watching.
Okay. Dude.
So you gotta jump over that's a live tree. That tree that's bent over, it's alive.
At least you have enough time for the setup, roll up. I like that you had an observation bench.
So we have ourselves a new trail and a new feature. Time to see if it works. Despite the sketchy sounding name, the Snake Pit Skinny is actually really intuitive. The tree trunks feel really solid, the planks are grippy, and the gap jump is smooth. For the first time on Berm Peak, we have a feature with a good run-up, where everything works and there's no crazy huck or blind landing. So Kevin suggested I try and nose bonk the tree.
You got it.
All right?
Roll up.
Yeah.
Roll up.
Oh, that sucks.
Walk it out.
You got it.
All right? That crash confirmed the worst fears of anyone hesitating to ride this thing. To be honest, I'm not really sure what happened there. After that, I did end up landing a nose bonk, but it was kind of weak. It feels more natural to bonk the end of the landing since you have more time to set up for it, but I guess it's something we'll need to work on. As for Backyard Seth and Dana, I've seen them both hit bigger jumps than this, but never one with a gap and a tree in between. So they're planning on building some small doubles back home, so they can return another time with the confidence to ride this safely. I mean, I respect the fact that you're like, you know what, this looks cool, but this is not going to be my first double.
Yeah, no.
Building this feature with Backyard Seth felt really natural, as if we had been working together for years. So don't be surprised if I take a trip out to Missouri to build with him sometime. In any case, you should check out Seth's channel for a very different style of building than we do here. I'm hoping to get 4 years out of this log ride with a little maintenance. That might be optimistic, but regardless of what happens, we can always build something new. If you or someone you know love building as much as riding, check out the Build and Ride shirt in the description below. Until we build something else, thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.
Left stroke down will put me here, and then it'll be right stroke, left stroke, right stroke, level feet, and press and hop.
You really need all those cranks for this.
Well, I have to throw another 50 pounds over the gap, so I need a little more oomph. you know what I
I
mean?
don't know if that's how it works.